Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melanie. You can call me Mel. I thought today I would go into my nighttime skincare routine and we can do a little girl chat, especially on just being in your soft girl era, which I'm currently in. And it's been like amazing, and I just wanted to like talk about that while I get like my skin and myself ready for bed. So just to start off, I am a blogger. I have been blogging for about 3 years. My blog is What's Next Mel, and I've been doing it since probably like pre-pandemic I started. Basically I wanted a place to like really talk about all the traveling that I was doing and like have a place to put like my photos and just like kind of like blurb about it. And then it just like became like a website, and I just like started posting like other different things besides like traveling. Again, like more lifestyle, like restaurants, places I've been, things that I like to do. And now we're here in a place of really kind of focusing more on self-care and just really like mental and emotional like place. And I've just been really like dedicated to becoming obviously a better person, a better version of myself, but like really grow. I think like the growth, I think that's really what the biggest thing is for me, and just from through like the trials and challenges that I've gone through in life. So that's what we're here, that's what we're doing, and I just wanted to take everybody along on this journey. So let's get started. I am a like Fenty Beauty top tier, like in the skincare for me. Like ever since my girl Riri came out with it, like I have been a loyal customer. Obviously I've dabbled in other skincare things, but like honestly, truly, like even though I've loved Rihanna before she came out with Fenty, it just really does really great for my skin. Just to give you a little context too on like my skin, I have combination skin, so definitely very oily in the summer and like dry in the winter. So we're like, I live in California now, so like definitely the dryness from especially living in the valley is just, it's not cute. So I'm gonna start off with the Fenty Skin Cookies and Clean mask, just because I haven't done a mask in a while, and honestly it's about to finish too, so I just want to like use the rest of it so I can buy a new one. So to jump in on soft girl era, I think just honestly I've been in a place of really trying to find myself. I think like I moved to California in the middle of the pandemic in like 2021, and from New York, and I know, huge jump. And you know, I just like honestly the reason why I moved from New York was obviously like the pandemic, it got a little crazy, and I just felt like it was just like not the New York that I love. And also too, I wanted to try like different things. I like came to LA with a friend like on vacation, and I really like enjoyed it. So I just was like, fuck it, like let's see what it's like living in LA. And so then I moved here. Honestly, everyone says New York is more expensive. LA is definitely way more expensive because especially that you have to get a car. Um, I got here, got a car, got an apartment, got really lucky. I found an apartment in the area that I wanted to move in, and I got a really good deal because obviously during the pandemic, you know, everyone was like lowering rent and all that stuff, so I got super lucky. And then I found a job like a month after I moved here, and I like wanted to like get really focused like on my blog and stuff, but at the same time too, like during the pandemic I didn't work for a year because of like medical reasons, because I have an autoimmune disorder. So like with the pandemic and all that stuff, like it was just like my doctor was like, no, I can't like be out. So I didn't work for a year, and then oh my gosh, got a job. I really still wanted to like focus on the blog, but like I was just trying to get adjusted to like West Coast living and just like how people operate here in LA, and just like, is this something that is good for me, guys? Got a job like a month after moving to LA. The roll of eyes because of the toxicity. The work environment was like super toxic, just toxic. Upper management, CEO, and just a mess. That's something true life, toxic work environment, and just people who don't know how to do their jobs. Anyway, so I worked there, and honestly, like I was like super depressed and like kind of just like trying to figure out like, you know, like this is not what I came to like LA for, and just like all these things like were going through my head. So like I really just tried to like refocus back on my blog, but like still just like really hard because of just like being in that like work environment. It just didn't help motivate me. It like like there was a motivation because I definitely wanted to leave, but it was also just like really hard because I just like started getting into severe depression. And then going into the following year, still in that toxic work environment, because I moved to LA like towards the end of 2021. So like that whole 2022, I was just in like a super like toxic work environment, just like it was just severe depression, and just made me like not want to go out, maybe not like want to do anything, and just like it was just like a mess. So then also in 2022, I'm just trying to timeline, messy situation ship ish, if you want to call it. So that happened, and that just also like, you know, once that ended, just also put me in like a depression, and just like it was just like so much going on. And then fast forward to 2023, I got laid off from that toxic work environment. Again, a whole like story for that. And but then I found a new job, and so like now I'm in a new job, and it's like really great, just like great people. Like now like I enjoy coming to work, and also too like there's so much more of a balance for me. Like now I can like focus on my blog and just the things I want to do. So like now like I'm just like in a place of just like being like, okay, like full force, like let's get this ship hopping, because like I'm seeing so many things like happening in LA, and I'm like, this is what I came here for. Like I should be at these things, or like hanging around these people, having different conversations, whatever the case may be. So I would say around, we're in October, maybe like July, August, maybe it was probably more August. I just like, I don't want to say something clicked, but I think like I was also like doing therapy, kind of redoing therapy recently, since like probably I would say spring and beginning of summer. And I think like that helped me get out of my depression, and then just like really be like, okay, like sis, we're in our 30s, early 30s. Let's not get too crazy. You can't keep living like this, I think, just in the sense of like getting into these deep depressions, and then also to like just kind of repeating the same patterns. I think especially when it came to allowing people to walk over me, like, and like just like allowing them to like bypass my boundaries. I think just also too, that comes with work, that comes with like friendships, that comes with like men. So it just was, honestly, it was just like in a very like I need to heal place. And it just like kind of like happened like August, like honestly end of July, beginning of August, of just like, okay, like what are the steps I need to take to like get into this place of really truly being happy. And honestly, it was really like isolating myself. And honestly, I kind of isolated myself honestly from the beginning, since like, yeah, around the beginning of 2023, like definitely like springtime. And I needed that isolation. Like I needed to sit with myself, sit with my emotions, like really pour out my emotions through like journaling, and just like really like getting back into like my spirituality, and like really getting back into like meditating, like my affirmations, like so many different things. Because I just like, I felt like, I was like, how did I get to this place of feeling like just like blah about myself? Like I used to have like such high confidence, and then it just like instantly dropped. And that was the whole reason of like kind of moving to LA too, was that I felt like in New York I lived on a very like survival mode. Like New York is just like a place, at least for me and other people I know, I'm just like living to survive. And it's like, that's also too why I didn't move, because I didn't want to live in that like kind of like headspace and that mentality of like, oh, I need to like do this to survive. I need to have like 2-3 jobs. Like I need to do this, I need to do that, like just to survive. Like, and like feel like always on the defense that something like bad is gonna happen, or like this person is not really who they say they need to be, and like all these different things. So like that's kind of also too why I moved to LA, which is kind of ironic, whereas LA is like known for like shady people, which quote unquote, that's again another topic to get into at another time. But yeah, so then I just feel like for me, soft girl era is really like learning how to be alone, and like really just being happy and content with like being with yourself, and just like showing up for yourself, and like really like your confidence going at an all-time high, like high self-esteem. Like I just feel like I'm back in this place of confidence is on 1,000 again. Like I'm back on being consistent, of being in the gym. I'm seeing like my body get back to the place that it used to be, because like also too, when I was depressed, like I lost like a lot of weight. So it's just like getting back my weight, getting back like, you know, the things that worked for body wise, body goals, like getting that back. And then also too, just like being able to like walk outside, and like, you know, this like when you have such like a high confidence, high self-esteem, and just like you feel good about yourself, and like good in your body, and just like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, like physically, that exuberates out to like the world, and everybody like feels it and sees it. And I feel like it also like just shows the kind of like the energy that you have. And I think like that I've been seeing more lately, of just like the world around me like is like such more of a positive thing for me, in a positive place, that I don't feel like I need to like hide in like my apartment. And like I want to like now go outside, and I want to like do the things that make me happy, and I'm comfortable again of like going on solo dates, and like doing things I want to do, and not be like, oh my god, I don't have anyone to go with me. Like if I like want to do something, I'm gonna go. Like even through like some of my depression, like last year, like still I went on like solo dates. Like I saw Jhené Aiko, like that's like my favorite like artist, and like I went by myself because like I was like, I'm not gonna miss this. And just like things like that, like I'm like happy to do. And I think also too, like I'm also learning boundaries of really being like no, like especially like at work. I think like that's always been my biggest like boundary challenge, I guess you can say, of just like learning when to say no, or learning to be like, I have too much on my plate, like someone else needs to do that. Or it's just like, I'm only one person, I can only do so much. So I think that too has been a biggest learn for me. And I think like I'm really like happy when I see myself like really like stay true to my boundaries, because I think I used to always mend my boundaries for certain people because I'm like, oh, this person's going through this, like, so this is okay. And it's like, no, it's not. Or like I'd be like scared to like lose people's friendships, and I'm like, now I'm like, I don't give a fuck, like I don't care, like if you're meant to be in my life, you're gonna be in my life. If you're not, you're not. And also too, I think I'm also in a place of like just minding my own business. Like I don't care for like the petty bullshit and like the drama. And I think that also too is like helping me so much of like really minding my fucking business. Like even with like friendships, like I don't want to say I don't care, because I do, but I think I don't ask as many like, I don't want to say deep questions, but I don't really keep like asking why or like nagging for information when it comes to people telling me what they like have going on or whatever the case may be, because I'm just like, that's your business, you're gonna deal with it, like you're gonna figure it out, just as like I have like my own business and I'm gonna like figure it out and like do what I want to do. And it also goes into like going forward into like my next relationship. Like it's just like I feel like I'm in the place now of like, if I see something and like just instantly he says the wrong thing or does the wrong thing, like I'm not gonna be like, oh well, like, you know, it's he had a bad day, or like whatever the case may be. Or like, I mean, sometimes that can be something that is fine, but I think like just like things of like narcissistic behaviors and just like this person just like doesn't want a long-term relationship, like I'm not gonna sit there and like stay in that just because like I feel like, oh, I don't want to be alone, everyone else around me is like with somebody, and like this, I need to be like this because like society is saying like I'm at 30 and like I need to like be in a relationship and married and have kids. Like I'm just like not in that place of letting society conform me, or conform to society because of like what they say where I should be. I'm like in the place of like, it's gonna happen when it happens. And also too, just like still continue to work on myself. Like I think like soft girl era is really truly like continuing to learn on yourself, learn about yourself, and like just knowing that you're a work in progress, and like every day is like a new step to like the next chapter of your life. And I feel like I'm in like I think when people say new chapter, I think it's like I truly feel like I'm in a new chapter of my life. Like I really feel like around August, like I really like ended a chapter and literally like turned the page, like a new clean brand new chapter. And like I'm super excited because I feel like I see such a difference, and I feel like the glow and everything happening for me, and I'm just like mind blown of just like how you can turn depression and like other things around by really just like isolating yourself and like doing like the shadow work and just really truly putting in the dedication and time to like work on yourself. So I just washed off the face mask, and honestly one thing I do love about like this face mask is like truly just leaves your skin like super soft and like glowing, which I like love. And it's perfect too because I feel like when I use this face mask, especially when I feel like a breakout about to happen, like literally the next day it's like gone. which I love. So shout out to Riri. Anyway, so next I'm gonna go in with this like Dior serum, which I love. Like also continues to help with like the glowiness and just like it's like a intense anti-age serum. So yeah, I think soft girl era to me is me learning how to be like happy with myself and not feeling the need or pressure to like conform to society, like feeling like I have to find someone, and also to like, you know, being content where I am. I mean, let me not say that, not because I'm not content where I am. Like I definitely want more and want to like be in a better place. Not that I'm not in a good place, but just like in a better place. But I think it's also just like being happy where you are, but also still like obviously having goals and like wanting to reach those things. I think that's also too like a big thing of just like being consistent. Like I feel like I'm just like showing up for myself more. I think that also too was like a big thing that I wasn't doing, was like I wasn't showing up for myself. Like I just was literally anytime I could just be in bed and just like shut out the world. And I just realized like I couldn't keep doing that, because like even though I'm shutting out the world is still going on. But I think what I had to do is shut out the noise. And I think it was also too like I used to ask my friends a lot, or just people in general, like advice, which obviously I still do, but I think it was like I felt like I had to ask like everybody on like one particular, like let's just say like a subject or like something that was going on in my life. I had to ask like 10 different people. And I think just having 10 different like thoughts and like opinions also affected like how I made decisions. And it was just like I can't do that. So I really had to like shut people out. And you know, I also, in case, I hope my friends are watching that say they're my friends, I do apologize. I feel like I shut out friends, and I don't want my friends to think that I didn't want to be their friend anymore, or that like something happened, because like that's not true. I think it's just like I truly had to completely isolate myself to find myself, and like to get in this like place where I felt like I didn't feel comfortable for like a long, like honestly the whole beginning of 2023, of like showing my face, showing my body on like social media like I did before, because like I lost weight and I just like didn't feel good about myself. And I feel like now I'm getting back to this place where I'm like, okay, like let's put our face back on camera, like let's show ourselves, like let's get back into who we were and what we were doing. Because like I love like blogging, like I love like sharing my pictures and like writing about the places that I've been to and like all the things that I did. And like if that is gonna help someone like plan a trip, or like they're going to that place and like they need places to like recommendations, like I love doing that. And I think also like doing this of like being able to share where I am, because like I don't know if someone else out there is like also going through this of like, you know, depression and like might need assistance, or like feel like they're the only ones. Because I felt like that. I felt like I was like the only person going through this, and like it was like no one else, no one knew how to like help me. And I think it was also too like not wanting to ask for help, because like I'm a very like prideful person. And I think it's just like you get to this place of like I don't think anyone else can pull you out but yourself. Like there has been points where I always use this like analogy of like I feel like I'm drowning, and it's hard for me to swim back up to the surface and like at least float on the surface. And I think now I'm finally at the place of like I'm swimming back to shore, and I'm not swimming back to shore like rapidly to like save myself. I'm like enjoying like being in the ocean and just like seeing all the things around me and like taking in the scenery before I get back to shore, where I know has a lot going on, but I think like I'm getting back into the place too of like when I get there, even though like chaos and noise and just so many things are going on in the world, and like putting myself back into that mix, I'm gonna be okay. Like I'm not gonna feel like I'm gonna get sucked into just like toxic things or toxic people, because I know how to have these boundaries now, and I know like the place of happiness that I'm in. And like I think it's like when you get to that place of like happiness and peace, you just don't want anyone to take that away from you. So it's like you're gonna protect it at all costs and like remove yourself out of situations. And I think I'm like now in that place. I think before, like I used to stay in certain situations because I'm like, oh my god, I just want the comfortability of like knowing someone is there and just being around people. And it's now it's like I'm like, okay, like no, I gotta go. So yeah, so that's where I am, and that's what I personally feel soft girl era is to me. Just like my journey of getting here is just really truly just happiness, peace, boundaries, many isolations here and there. There's definitely still times that I just like isolate myself because I just need to like take some time. I'm also a person like I can't be around, I'm very introverted, so it's like also too I can't be around too many people. And I also have like social anxiety of I cannot be in a place for too long and just like there's too many people, because I'm like I will have a panic attack. But anyway, after the serum, I go in with my Fenty Skin the Overnight Cream, which I love because again, this like gives such a glowing feeling and glowing skin. And then like literally in the morning after I wash it off, like my skin is still glowing. And then I go in with more Fenty Skin products, which I'll do a video next time of like my morning like skincare routine. And just also too, I didn't say in the beginning of the video, but I do use the Fenty Skin Total Cleanser when I'm washing my face. So I just like take the scooper and just like put all over my face. I don't put too much because it is kind of this might actually be too much. It is, what's the word? Not, it doesn't like, I'm not gonna say it leaves like a sticky residue on your face, or that's not really probably a word to say, but I just don't like putting too much just because then it gets a little too, like you can notice I put something on my face. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to link my blog in the description below, and I hope that you also follow me on social media platforms, and I look forward to like continue having conversations. Like honestly, like I want to have these conversations with other like women and like have them in person and just really like build a community. I think like that's what also too, like just I ended on this of saying like what's next Mel like isn't just about me, it's like what's next in like society, what's next for women, what's next for women of color, because at the end of the day, like, you know, life is still going on. There's a new year every year, so it's just like what's next, like what's for the future, and like what are we building for the generations to come after us, honestly. So anyway, it was great talking to you guys. I'm just making sure I got everything. It was great talking to you, and I'll see you again.